We really are.
We are a
That is
whole
not
minute late,
like
you guys. We're
us.
so sorry. It's because I woke up late. That's what it is. It set the whole
No, it's fine.
tone
You were
today.
fine.
I woke up
It's
late.
because we were like talking about all the Costa Rica
We
excitement.
were talking about Costa Rica. We were talking about Chinese hacking, potential Chinese
We were talking
hacking, and
about
then
things.
about how your husband possibly could make a Mad Max like tank out of a Porsche. This is what we do. And we were setting the whole
And then there were all kinds of visuals. You guys
all
listen
sorts
to
of
this.
visuals.
So we were talking about like the apocalypse and about how like I was just waiting for the sweet meteor of death because I cannot survive in an internet-less and electric-less world.
I mean, I thought about it for a
And
second.
so and she goes, "Yeah, you couldn't."
I could,
Like she gave it the
for a split
tiniest bit of consideration.
for a little second. And then I said, listen, if you have a car that is, like like 1988 and doesn't have any electronics on it, you could drive to my house. And then there's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah, but
and
then
she's
I was
like,
telling you that there's all the Teslas, crashed in the roadways.
That's true. That's true. But I said, listen, like if Ron could because Ron has a really, really old Porsche. And I said, if Ron could somehow MacGyver it to get to my house, because we realized that we looked it up as a 17-hour drive from her new house to my house in Texas. I said, if somehow he could MacGyver it and put these giant tires on it. And I said, the visual of that, I go, I would live long enough just to see that. It would be the greatest thing if I could just see Mock in the front seat with an AR with her little pigtails. And then her husband driving down the road with this Porsche outfitted with these giant tires turned into some Mad Max from Thunderdome vehicle that he's MacGyvered. It would be enough for me just to wait. And then the sweet meteor of death could come. It'd be fine.
then it'd be fine.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm down. I'm down to give you that kind of entertainment.
It would be
if
great.
It's possible.
Right. That would be fine. But that's what we were talking. That's why we were a minute late. Anyways,
That's why we're a minute late.
You guys should check out our website at chicksontheright.com. That's the first thing you should do. You should do that every day. And then the second thing you should do is download the free Upside app and use promo code CHICKS to get 25 cents per gallon or more cash back on your first tank. The Upside app is awesome. You don't have to do anything except download it, and then you start saving money. Why would you not want to do this? Right. It's free. It takes 2 seconds to download it. And then you just
downloaded worse stuff. I can assure you.
We know what you've downloaded. We see you. Just download the app. Save some money. Do it.
For real. Do it for real. Did you guys hear what Doug Emhoff did? The tweet? Did you hear about the Hanukkah tweet?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, you guys. So before we get to all the things, okay, so I'm just going to remember, Doug Emhoff is Jewish, okay? This is Kamala's husband. This is the second gentleman, if you recall. Here is what he tweeted, which he has now, by the way, deleted. He wrote, and this was when? I don't even know when this was. This was yesterday, maybe? He said, the story of Hanukkah and the story of the Jewish people has always been one of hope and resilience. In the Hanukkah story, the Jewish people were forced into hiding. No one thought they would survive or that the few drops of oil they had would last, but they survived and the oil kept burning. And he went on. He was like, during those 8 days in hiding, they recited their prayers. That's why Hanukkah means dedication. And these dark times, I think of that story. So immediately, people were like, that's not the Hanukkah story. So, dude, what are you doing? This was that has no time did Jews go into hiding. Yeah. Oh my God. So people they just went crazy with the story. And in fact, I loved what Ben Shapiro said. Ben Shapiro wrote, Doug Emhoff is the Kamala Harris of a second gentleman. Which I thought was absolutely a perfect way to describe him. But yeah, that has nothing. That's like a made up story. I don't know why he said that, but then he ended up just deleting it without comment.
He Bidened it. He totally Bidened the story. Oh He's like, I'm just going to make crap up. That's what I'm going to do.
It is mortifying. That is mortifying that he did that. But in fact,
he did.
He did.
He did. He totally did that.
There
I'm sorry. I
is
said Futhi Johnson said the whole VP house is unburdened. They're unburdened by that story.
they're unburdened by intellect is what they're
Right.
unburdened
They're
by.
totally unburdened by it. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Samantha Mapes, thank you so much for that super sticker. We
Thank you.
appreciate it very, very much. We're going to get to the whole what's happening with Jack Smith and the Trump immunity case and SCOTUS. We're going to get to some sound about that. Don't you worry. We also should point out, because even though the UPenn, Liz McGill resigned finally after the weekend, the Harvard CEO or president, rather, Claudine Gay, has no interest at all in resigning, even though as if it wasn't enough that she was awful in the hearings. There's a huge expose about her from Christopher Rufo about how much she plagiarized. She's a big fat plagiarizer. The president of a university, the most esteemed university in the country, ostensibly, is a big fat plagiarizer.
I'm just not shocked by this at all.
I'm not either.
Are you guys shocked by this? I'm not. Like at this point, I'm like, okay, well, that seems par for the course. Okay.
And it's multiple occasions, multiple.
Our president the president of the United States plagiarized his way into his position. I am not shocked by this, that the Harvard president also did the same. And
she's denying it. She's trying to deny it.
There's proof.
I know. There's proof. And one of the women that she plagiarized, Carol Swain, is out saying, yeah, these are my words.
Right.
Hello.
There's actual proof that she did this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There were 650 people, faculty members, that have written a letter of support for her. So it's not looking like she's going anywhere. She's going to stay. And you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that she is going to stay, because at that point, what's going to happen is that Harvard is going to continue to devolve into the cesspool that it already is becoming.
It is.
And it'll just die. It'll die as one of the premier institutions.
Right. It already has. It's a complete effing joke. Don't send your kids there. It's a complete joke. This place is a joke. My God. I mean, if you send your kids to Harvard, you are a liberal phony. You're a fraud. You want your kid to be a fraud. Yeah. Don't do it.
It's just no longer the place that it used to be.
No, it hasn't been for years.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
it hasn't.
And people need to pull funding, and they need to stop. They just need to stop funneling all of this money. Like billionaires need to be looking at this, especially Jewish ones. Need to be looking at that place and going, no more. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean it's just and the whole MIT president too. She's just nobody's saying anything. Like she is 100% quiet. There's no talk about it. It's like the chick from UPenn or UP took the fall, right? Like she's the fall guy. She's the one that they're just like, here's our sacrificial lamb.
Right.
And it makes sense because she's a white woman and she had her bitchy, smirky, smug face on the whole time. So the black woman who's leading Harvard, she's got to stay. Yeah. The white woman's already taken the fall. So there's that. You guys, why have you not ordered Omaha Steaks yet? And I'm talking to you. If you have not ordered Omaha Steaks yet, even though everything on the website is 50% off, and even though when you use promo code CHICKS at checkout, you get an additional $30 off. Why would you not order at this time of year when you already know you're going to have to entertain and you're going to have to feed people? And people love the food from Omaha Steaks. I mean, the steaks notwithstanding, they're amazing, but all the other stuff that they have, the sides, the appetizers, the desserts, the different cuts of meat, there's so much different stuff that you can use from omahasteaks.com that you can use not just for your Christmas meals, but also just your regular everyday dining needs. So it's a great way to stock up for your family. It's a great time to stock up for your family right now when everything is so on mega sale. omahasteaks.com. Don't forget to use code CHICKS because then you're going to get that extra $30 off. And I don't know why you wouldn't want that. Like that's the greatest savings ever. omahasteaks.com.
I had 2 burgers yesterday from Omaha. 2, not 1.
Do you air fry those?
I air fried them. I air fry everything because I don't know how to do anything else. Like I air fry everything. I need my husband to teach me how to use the grill We have one of those.
I don't know how to use a grill either.
You know those Blackstone grills? We have one of those, and it's like almost like a griddle. I have no idea how to use it. I'm like, can you just teach me how to do that? Because I'm an idiot when it comes to that kind of stuff. But but I air fry everything.
I don't want to get near the grill because I'm afraid of fire. This is why I'm afraid of the gas stove that I will have in my new house, because I've never used a gas stove. I'm afraid of fire, and so I just feel like fire is a man's job.
She's gonna be great in the apocalypse, you guys.
I'm gonna be useless. The last person you want to know in an apocalypse situation is me. Like, you don't. I am a burden.
Meanwhile, give me the flamethrower, because that's what I really want. It's like, where can I get one?
Okay, well, that would be kind of fun. A flamethrower.
Want the flamethrower? Yeah,
you got a fantastic sunrise happening.
Isn't it
all
beautiful?
Up in there.
It's so pretty.
It so pretty.
It looks like a picture.
So pretty. Mm-hmm. I know everybody keeps telling me I'm going to love gas stove cooking because you can control the heat, like more specifically. I get it. But the fact remains that it's fire right there in front of me. And I just am worried about it. I got to tell you,
gas stoves are the best.
It's going to take some getting used to. Okay. Quick note about the debate, possibly plural, the debates that are supposed to happen with CNN in Iowa for the GOP. So now there is rumbling. It's not yet confirmed, but there is rumbling that Nikki Haley may not want to go. And so Vivek has not qualified. Chris Christie has not qualified. So it was gonna be literally just DeSantis and Nikki Haley,
which is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that. But now Haley is kind of making it sound like she's only going to go if Trump also goes, because otherwise she feels like there's no point.
He's not going to go.
He's not going to go.
Why is she putting that condition on it? Because he has said from the very beginning he's not going to do this. So it's like she's putting that condition forward, knowing damn well it's not going to happen. So she just should say, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm afraid to do it for whatever reason. I don't want to do this. I'm afraid to go toe to toe with DeSantis.
Yeah.
So now she's
now it's not 100%. It's not, she may be doing it, but I don't know. She must be purposefully staying kind of vague about being 100% committed. And so now there's question marks about whether it's going to happen.
I'm so irritated with all these people not wanting to debate. It's like they get to wuss out. Everybody's like able to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
Screw all these people who don't want to debate. Seriously, I feel I am vehemently opposed to this. Like, you either do it or don't. If you can't debate these people, if you can't debate the person who is competing against you to be president of the United States, you shouldn't be able to be president.
Yeah, you shouldn't be running.
Right.
You got to be willing to talk about policy against anybody that you're competing with. Whether or not you think that's a strong competitor or not, you got to show up. And so I don't know.
It's like, I'm going to pick and choose what I want to do to be able to be president. That's not how this works. Good Lord.
So the big news of yesterday is that Jack Smith is trying to bypass the appeals court to go straight to the Supreme Court and get the case about Trump's immunity heard, because the trial is supposed to begin March 4th, like before Super Tuesday. And so naturally, Trump is like, that's a bunch of BS, and I'm going to file an appeal that says in a number of things. But the main thing is that as president, any actions that he took as president should make him immune to criminal prosecution. That's the first main thing that his appeal said. And the second thing is that he's saying that some of the charges against him about, questioning the election were his responsibility as president. So not only were they not criminal, he actually had a duty to question the integrity of the election as president. So that's what Trump's case is. And because he filed it, that means that the March 4th or whatever that early March date is for the trial would be naturally delayed. Well, Jack Smith and the prosecution they don't want to delay. They want this trial to happen. They want to try to get a conviction well ahead of the election. So now Jack Smith is bypassing the appeals court, going straight to the Supreme Court. And so we've got some analysis about what that means. first, Jonathan Turley was talking about like sort of the reasons that Jack Smith is doing this and how this might all shake out.
It's not that this has never been attempted before, but it is not the regular order of things. Smith had just filed, or this matter was just filed before the D.C. Circuit. And then he decided that he wanted to leapfrog over the Court of Appeals and go directly to the Supreme Court. The only reason for that is that he is really focused entirely on trying Trump during this campaign and trying to convict him before the election. The question is whether the Supreme Court's going to feel that that is such an urgent priority that you actually bring this case before Super Tuesday. Usually the Supreme Court likes to hear from multiple Court of Appeals. They certainly want normally to hear from at least one on these issues. And so they may not have the same sense of priority as Smith, who seems almost obsessed with trying Trump before the election.
Is there any other reason other than politics to want to do that?
Well, there's a tactical reason. If Trump wins, he can pardon himself, and then Smith will never see a jury in this case. I mean, so if Trump does prevail in the election, if he's not convicted at that point, he can give himself a preemptory pardon. He doesn't have to wait for the trial.
And that will happen.
So, yeah, because as all this was swirling, as this news was swirling yesterday, then there was like there were a couple of reporters, I don't remember who they are, you're going to see them next, but there were a couple of reporters who were finding out in real time that the Supreme Court said, yeah, you know what, we're going to go ahead and consider this. Here are the conditions around that consideration.
Okay, so the news here is not that a decision has been made. It's that the Jack Smith's motion to consider whether or not Donald Trump enjoys immunity from certain prosecution by virtue of being president, they are prepared to consider it, and they are asking Donald Trump for a response, or Donald Trump's lawyers for a response by 4 p.m. ET on Wednesday, December the 20th. Big news, we'll tell you.
Okay. So he's got to file a written response to this submission of Jack Smith's to the Supreme Court. So, and I'm sure his lawyers are all over it. Like they're going to continue to make their case that he was immune from criminal prosecution during his presidency, and that as president, he had a duty to question the integrity of the election.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, what the Supreme Court will do is anybody's guess, because they are often surprising, even though there's a lot of them that are Trump appointees. They make some surprising decisions. Do you have any guesses?
You're absolutely right about that. I have zero guesses, Ma. I really do, because when you say that they are surprising, I was going to say the same thing. I have no guesses on what this one will do, because I mean, it would be nice to say, oh, they're a bunch of conservatives. They're not. You know, I mean, like we do, it's nice because we do have, it leans, conservative, but I don't, when they make judgments on stuff, I'm like, wait, what? Because sometimes they surprise me. So I don't know. I really don't know how they're going to go with this. I don't.
Well, you guys probably all heard that Tucker Carlson has his own new network now. He's got a subscription service on his website, tuckercarlson.com, and there's going to be a lot of different exclusive interviews and so on. He was on with Megyn Kelly yesterday, and Megyn brought up what potentially the fallout could be if, for example, Trump gets a conviction, especially ahead of the election, and what the reaction to that will be, if he's convicted and then is jailed before he can appeal or during the appeals process. Can you imagine? The country will absolutely explode. And that is what Megyn is predicting. She and Tucker both very, very worried about potential violence coming out of that sort of situation. Here they are.
This is one of the reasons why I said if this Judge Chutkan in D.C., this federal judge, because we assume Trump's going to get convicted in that case. I mean, the smart bet would be this D.C. jury convicts him because they hate him politically. 92% voted for Joe Biden, and she hates him. That if she puts him in jail pending appeal before the election, the country's going to burn. And then all this blowback, all these people say, oh my God, she's calling for violence. I'm not calling for violence, but there is no way the Trump base is not going to be beside itself with anger at that level of deprivation of being able to simply vote for the candidate of choice. That's what's being taken away here? Like, to your point.
Well, yeah. And, speaking of violence, that's what you're going to get. And speaking as someone who detests violence, and I've seen war, that's why I detest violence. So I spent a lot of my career trying to argue against more wars because I think violence is the worst thing. But I'm just being honest here. If you leave people no alternative, then what do you think is going to happen? I mean, the whole point of electoral democracy is that it's a pressure relief valve that takes people who are very frustrated with the way things are going and gives them a way to express themselves, have their desires heard, and ultimately their will done to be represented in a peaceful way. And if you take that away, if you haven't staged an unfair election, which 2020 was, if you suppress information that voters need to make an informed decision, you're rigging the election, and they did that. So if you keep doing that, and people are like, wait, I have no economic power. You've devalued my currency, so it's like $11 for a dozen eggs, and my vote doesn't matter anymore. Well, then what do I have? Like, what power do I have? And, you're going to get violence if you keep this shit up, and that's just the truth. And I am very upset about that. I don't want that to happen. I think the counter violence will be much more extreme than the violence.
Right.
But any rational person can see what's coming.
Yeah, but I think they want it, Mock. They want the violence because then they can point fingers at our side of the aisle and say, look how violent they are. Look how extremist they are. This is exactly who we thought you were. Because it's kind of like taking a really rational person and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until finally that rational person just can't take it anymore. And that rational person does become violent. And that's what's going on here. And honestly, I mean, it's like they want it. They've pushed and pushed and pushed until the rational person just can't take it anymore. It's like, I mean, Tucker listed all the things, and they've taken away so many of the things where rational people just, okay, we're done.
You're giving us no out. You're giving us no voice. You're removing any ability that we have to have choice in our own elections, etc. Yeah, I mean,
and economically, everything. I mean, like, people can't feed their families. I mean, I went to Walmart yesterday, and I had a moment where I honestly, I was emotional when I left because I saw people at those little booths. I don't know if you guys have seen these at Walmart, where they have those booths set up where people have to get money for Christmas. Have you guys ever seen those? Where people have to sit and they, it's like, get money for Christmas. It's like, there are moms, and I saw a mom with like 2 little kids on her lap. I get emotional just even talking about it. Like 2 little itty bitty kids sitting on her lap, and she's trying to get money for Christmas.
I don't understand how. From what?
Listen, I don't know, because I don't have to do it. And I thanked God. I literally almost got on my knees and thanked God when I walked out of that Walmart yesterday, because I don't have to do that. And so it's like, I mean, things are suck right now, but there are people who don't have money to buy their kids Christmas presents. There are people who don't have money to feed their children right now. And it's not because they don't work hard. It's not because they're not working it's like payday loans, right? It's like, okay. It's like just trying to get a little extra here and there to give their kids a Christmas present. I know that that's happened throughout history. I know there are people that have been down and out throughout history, but there are more people right now, more than ever, good people who are working 2 jobs. I mean, listen, I know there are a lot of people that are on welfare rolls. I know there are a lot of illegals coming into the country. I know there are deadbeats out there, but there are good people right now who just cannot feed their kids and cannot give them Christmas presents because of the shitty economy that they put us in. And those are the people who are just fed up. You know what I mean? Those are the people who are like, this is not okay. None of this is okay. And that bothered me last night. I was so bothered by that. I'm like, we should not be in this position. Good people that are just working hard and trying to put food on the table, they should not be in this position. And that's the kind of people that they're like, we're just going to stick it to them and stick it to them and stick it to them until they can't take it anymore. That's why I think a lot of this is by design. It's on purpose.
Yeah. Teresa Raimundo, thank you so much. Teresa says, I love Carol Swain. Yes, many, 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 many people do. And she should not be plagiarized.
Right.
That is the bottom line, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of money, if you are a person who has maybe an old 401k or an old IRA laying around from maybe like an employer 7 employers ago that is just sitting there and you haven't really done anything with it, might we suggest possibly investing that into Birch Gold, where they can actually convert it into a precious metals IRA? Because when crap hits the fan, you want to have as diversified of a financial portfolio as you can. You do not want all your eggs in one basket. And Birch Gold is fantastic about explaining to folks with their free information kit why it makes sense to invest in precious metals. And so right now, ahead of Christmas, they're doing this just through December 22nd. If you text the word chicks to 989898, you will then claim eligibility to receive a free 1-ounce silver eagle coin with every $5,000 that you invest with Birch Gold. So if you've got $10,000 sitting in an IRA and you decide to let Birch Gold handle that for you, that's two silver coins that you get. So again, this lasts only through December 22nd. It's an offer that you want to take advantage of soon, so you don't miss out on that. And you're also going to get that free information kit, which explains everything there is to know about investing with Birch Gold and investing in precious metals. So text the word chicks to 989898. Okay. I have not watched this yet. So would you like to set up the Kimberly Guilfoyle clip?
I just saw this yesterday, and she's talking about primaries and how they're a joke. And listen, we've spent time with Kimberly Guilfoyle, not a lot, but she's a hair petter. She has a lot more hair to pet. Right. When we did our book tour in 2015? Is that when we did it? 2015?
2014.
We wrote our book in 2014. I think we did our book tour in 2015. It was like right at January 2015, didn't we? Maybe, yeah, I don't know. It was so long ago. I can't remember. It was around that time. But we did. But I remember we met her. She was lovely, very lovely.
Yeah,
and
super nice to us.
She was very nice to us. And I saw this and I'm like, why is she saying that like primaries aren't necessary? Why is anybody saying that primaries aren't necessary? Listen. I shouldn't have to preamble with the whole, I like Trump. I like this guy. I like that guy. We have a process in this country. There is a process. I don't know why people are trying to like bypass the process. Just what is that?
Well,
why are we doing that?
They're just deciding that polls are now election deciders.
No, polls are not.
And that is not how it works.
No, polls are bullshit. They're bullshit. Like we don't pay attention to polls. They don't decide the voting and like we have a process in this country and we need to follow the process. Period. And so anybody who says, no, we don't need to follow the process, those are the people that like make me squirrely and I don't like that. And this is one of those times where I'm like, no, I don't like this. So you'll hear where it's just, it's a little unnerving when I hear this stuff.
And so, I don't know. I don't think she pets her hair in this, but just know as you're watching that she is a hair petter.
Are a pathetic joke. And for everyone who asked me out there, are we going to have any of these people involved? Let's make a big tent. No. We only want the best and the brightest. Trump is going to win. Get it together. Get your head on straight. And none of those people, those fake Republicans, rhinos, I'll throw the RNC in there with that. All these people have to go. They're not going to be part of our team. They suck. We're not going to reward them. They're traitorous. They're disloyal. And they're unqualified.
She said at the beginning of that, primaries are a joke. That's what she said. Primaries. Okay. You missed that. I had to back up a couple times too, but she said primaries are a joke. Everybody else,
wow.
If you're not on board, you're not going to, right. Like, first of all, calm down. You know what I mean? Like, second of all, you're traitorous for what? For not getting on board without doing the
disloyal.
Oh, okay. Jump back. Like, there's a process, and that's not how this works, lady. I'm sorry, but you have to go through it, and then you funnel down and you get the candidate. Primaries are necessary. We're going to go through that. Don't tell me that I'm traitorous because I like to follow the process that we've always followed. Oh my God.
She needs to just back
Like-
off in a number of ways.
Like, we're in a constitutional republic. That's how this works.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
not.
know. I'm sick and tired of people making it. They're acting as though the primary is over simply because of the polls when not a single vote has been cast.
Like, and
that
then
is not okay.
She has the audacity to call me a traitor. Step off. You're gonna have to simmer.
For real.
No.
For real. Speaking of Tucker being on the Megyn show, you know how like all these people have been throwing around this idea, Tucker for vice president. And we were even talking about that when it was first like kind of swirling around, that it was utterly ridiculous. Like Tucker's just now started this new network. He's got a lot going on. He's very chill out in his New England retreat. Like that seems like the last thing he would ever want to do. And yet Megyn asked him about this, and you guys, he's not saying no. Okay. So I have two clips. I've just sort of broken them apart that you need to hear of this conversation because it's really, really interesting. She asked him very, very directly.
And I want to talk politics too. This was very interesting. Trump went on the Clay and Buck show. I know you've heard about this, and maybe you haven't because you don't really tune into the news. And listen to the following exchange, SOT 3.
So would Tucker Carlson be on your list of potential VPs?
I like Tucker a lot. I guess I would. I think I'd say I would because he's got great common sense.
Oh, I know you get asked this all the time, but I mean, if asked, would you serve?
Well, it's just so unimaginable. I mean, I haven't led a life that prepares a person for politics. As I said, I don't think I have any like horrible skeletons or anything. It's not that. It's just that that's not how my brain works. I've never done anything like that. I can't imagine spending time with politicians. I'm a total sucker for Trump. I think he's, personally, I get along with Trump really well. The closer I am physically to Trump, like if I'm with him in the room, I always love Trump. And I think it's impossible not to. And the experience. He's just charming, okay? And he's funny as hell. And he's brave in his way, I think. So I really appreciate that. And I agree fundamentally with his views. Maybe fewer wars, maybe have a border. Like those are not crazy things. And I support them. And I'm appalled and terrified by the use of the DOJ to rig an election, which is what's happening now. So all those factors make me kind of psyched to vote for Trump. But serving in politics with anybody, I mean, it's a lot for me to think about because I just don't think I'm really suited for that. I mean, would anyone want to see a guy like me run for office? I mean, people are like, oh yeah, not really, actually. I'm kind of, not really.
I've thought about it a million times. If I had you on that debate stage, Tucker, I actually thought about this. If you were out on that debate stage last week as one of the candidates, it would be so fun because you really would be just saying what's real. There'd be no massaging of message and everyone would respond so well to you. Like it's just so rare. And when someone is as authentic as you are, the people know. I just don't think you're not going to end your life without having been probably president, maybe vice president. I just don't think you will.
Wow. I agree with her, but then I also feel like there's sort of a dichotomy. Like it's almost like he can't be president because he is so real of a person. Does that make sense? Like he doesn't fit into that category. Like there's a certain category of person that can be in politics, and he's almost too pure to be in politics. Like I guess I can see what you're saying. Like, and he's certainly saying that. Like it's unimaginable to him, right? But like, at no time in that did he say no. No, you're right. He didn't say no. But I would love to see him on the debate stage too. And I would like to see him. It's weird. I have a back and forth with it because I would love to see him in that sort of position, but I'd also hate it because I've seen so many people get into politics and then get completely destroyed by it.
That is the literally perfect segue into this next part of that discussion because he has seen the same thing.
Well, it's interesting though, like I've known a couple people, I've known everyone who's run for president pretty much in the last 30 years, but I've had a couple people that I really like and stayed at my house run for president just from another life and then they get into it. And you always think, wow, this is the person who's just going to be completely honest and say what he really thinks and not in a way to inflame people. I don't think you should do that, by the way. Don't inflame people on purpose. There's no virtue in that. But just tell the truth. And then you see them subverted. I mean, it's crazy. Even, and I would never name names because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but like, you see these people run for president, all of a sudden an issue will pop up and it's like, where did that come from? Well, because they're getting leaned on or blackmailed, which is real. Let me just say that without being more specific, that's real. I have seen it. We found out this about you. Cool it on that. I've seen that happen. So if you suspect that it's kind of rigged by, people with more power than the candidates, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
And so I don't know. I mean, that whole world is repugnant to me.
Yep. And
so it's a no for now. You can't envision it, but like the door's not totally shut.
I mean, who knows what happens in the coming year? I think we're in for real volatility, and if there's some way that I could help, but I'm not bragging, and it's not just a function of money. No, I don't have a mortgage. I'll admit that, but I live in a 2,000 square foot house. I don't live in luxury at all, but I live very happily, like very, very happily, my wife and I, and boy, with our many, many dogs and our many, many children. So the idea of disrupting that is, I'd really need to feel like, gosh, I have to do this or something, and the idea that I would have to do something, it comes down to me to say, my job is not to save people. I don't imagine that I'm like some superhero. I'm just a hacker who somehow endured in this business longer than most people. I'm really grateful for what I have, but I don't think like America needs me. And I don't want to become an egomaniac or a solipsist. And that's what you become when you start thinking that way. So I'm not thinking that way at all.
He is not saying no, though.
He's not
saying no. Yeah. And we've seen it at the governor level. Like we've seen one person in particular who we were really good friends with become a completely different person when he became governor. Period.
Totally.
It happens, you guys, and other people too. You get into politics, you become a completely different person. I just have a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to that. So I would really hate I'd like for him to be in politics because I really like Tucker. I mean, and I'd like for people like Tucker to get into politics. But then for some reason you get into politics and you become an entirely different human being.
Right.
So I would hate for him to change. And I don't know if he's strong enough to withstand that. Is he? You have to be. I don't know. I can't think of anybody who's gotten into it and has not changed. You'd have to give me an example.
Yeah.
I can't remember one.
Yeah, it's a great question. I can't think of one off the top of my head either.
I can't.
But yeah, that was definitely that was what, like 4 minutes almost of him hedging and hawing and like not saying, because I honestly would have expected him to say, that's ridiculous, there's no way. And he didn't.
Nope.
So I was like, damn, Tucker, what's happening? Marie McMail. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but thank you so much. Marie says, love watching you gals. Why can't I find you on Rumble live? I don't know, because it says we're connected to Rumble right now. So I'm not sure why that's happening. But thank you very much. Rick Gonzalez. Thank you. Rick says, lift your glass to the Green Marine. My brother, Graham Dale, killed in action in Ukraine on Friday.
Oh my God.
God. From Ireland, he was working in New York on 9/11, enlisted in the U.S. Marines on 9/12. He was called to service once again. Oh my
God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, Rick.
So sorry.
Sorry. Oh my gosh. And man, thanks to your brother for his service. Oh my gosh, that's horrible, horrible news.
So awful. I'm so sorry.
Okay, let's talk about just a quick rehash, because I know that's been, 2 weeks now since the Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis debate, but they are still taking shots at each other, right? And so Gavin is mad because of the poop map. You guys remember when DeSantis held up the map that was covered with all these brown spots that showed in San Francisco where like all the human poop was?
Mm-hmm.
And so allegedly, according to Gavin, DeSantis was not allowed to bring any visuals. And so he broke the rules by holding up the poop map. But further than that, Gavin is just embarrassed for him, you guys. Gavin is embarrassed for DeSantis.
Ronald Reagan. I mean, that's where the Republican Party is today. I mean, here's a guy running for president of the United States and, pulls out a poop map. By the way, rules of the debate were pretty clear that there was none of those games. So, rules don't apply to them over there.
Oh, wait. He said the rules were that in the rules, we were not supposed to pull out poop maps. Is that what he said? And he pulled out a poop map.
He pulled it out.
I thought he said, they said specifically in the rules, we were not supposed to pull out poop maps. He actually just said that to the guy.
Yeah.
Basically.
He's mad.
Oh
He's mad
my
about the poop
God.
map.
What
I
a
know.
douche canoe this guy is.
And in a later clip, he said, and it got cut off from here, but in that same conversation, he said, I was embarrassed for him. That's what he said about DeSantis. I was like, dude, you lost that so hard.
Because he broke the rules on poop maps. Dude, there shouldn't even be a poop map.
Right.
In your city.
You get embarrassed by the fact that there can be one. That's what you should be embarrassed by.
Well, you don't get it. Oh my God.
So DeSantis was then on the Clay and Buck show talking about, remember how there was like this confusion towards the end of that debate because they'd gone their 90 minutes, but then both of them agreed, yeah, let's keep this going. And so I expected them to come back after commercial, and then all of a sudden it was just over abruptly. So DeSantis has some behind the scenes intel on that.
I want to go back to what you said about your Gavin Newsom debate, because I don't know that I've heard it. So Gavin Newsom's wife, because the way it ended, for people out there who have forgotten, Sean Hannity said, hey, let's keep going. He goes to commercial break. Then he comes back and says, hey, both the parties have decided actually that they're not going to continue. And then Sean Hannity continued with his show. So you're saying Gavin Newsom's wife basically, like, it was like Rocky, she threw the towel in and said, hey, we're out. We're done with this. Like, what was that experience like?
So we were standing at the podiums. He said, you guys want to go? I'm like, that's fine. And I guess we had already gone over the allotted 90 minutes, but it was fun. And that was pretty shortly after I did the San Francisco poop map and showed that to everybody. And so that obviously was not a good moment for him. And so then we go to commercial break, and then there was a woman that came out and she said, hard stop, it's over, it's over. I didn't necessarily know who it was at the time, but then come to find out that, that it was his wife, that they didn't want to continue with the debate. So I was 100% willing to continue with the debate. They didn't want to do it, but I think it was important to do the debate because, one, they're likely not going to run Biden if it doesn't look good for Biden. Newsom was kind of the guy waiting in the wings. I'm not sure after the debate that that's someone that they may want to go with, but they're going to go with somebody that's going to be younger, and we just got to be prepared for that as Republicans. And he, I've always said that the problem with these Democrats is whoever runs. Newsom had to hug Biden. Both Sean and I made him hug Biden. He said Biden gets an A+, great economy, all that. We all know that's not true. But if he would be the candidate, he would own all of Biden's policies. Then he would have to own San Francisco and Los Angeles and California and the exodus. So in that respect, that's a lot of baggage to be able to take into an election season. And I don't care how slick you are. I don't care how much of a snake oil salesman you are. Those facts do matter.
I mean, he's right about that. And so his wife was the one that was like, you need to get out of there. Like, cut it. Mm-hmm. What a soy boy. His wife has to come in there and save him. God, what a loser.
I know, just crazy. And then, you guys all remember how much Nikki Haley and Vivek have been fighting in like all the debates, but there was the one, I don't even remember which debate it was, but the one where he initially went after her about the TikTok thing because she's all like anti-TikTok, and yet her daughter is all over TikTok. And so Nikki decided to bring her daughter along to respond to that attack in this interview.
How did you feel when Vivek Ramaswamy brought you into the debate talking about that you were a TikTok user?
I felt like it was unnecessary. I feel like it's a kind of a people know not to bring kids into a situation, and so I felt like it was kind of uncalled for. But
when they say something about her, and I know she's sitting in that front row, as a mom, I get my back up. But she's been a real support and good energy, and I love that.
I don't know. I have not seen this clip until right now. I don't know how I feel about that. I probably wouldn't have done that with my daughter.
It's just interesting for her to say you're not supposed to bring kids into this,
and she's
on the campaign trail.
Right. Right. I probably wouldn't have done that. Wouldn't have been what I would have done with my daughter, because it's like, because you're doing the opposite of what you said you would have. Exactly.
Mhm.
I would.
And by the way, this is not a kid. This is a married
Right.
25-year-old woman.
It's a
So
she's not a kid, right? She's like Chelsea Clinton kind of thing. where
Yeah.
she's
It's like
older
when people say, you shouldn't talk about Hunter Biden. He's just a child of the president.
right.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she's a grown woman at this point. She
Yeah.
bought a house. I mean, she's, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not out buying her like, she's not even a teenager. I mean, she's a grown woman. So that was a little bit weird to me.
It was a little weird. I thought so too.
And why does she have her in interviews with her? That's bizarre. Like, I don't know. That was
either you're bringing your kids into it or you're not bringing your kids into it.
Or you're not.
But like
and
Nicolene.
and you probably should say that you're not and just be consistent.
Mm-hmm. You know that Biden is a big fan of telling big fat lies, right? Like and stories, the ridiculous Amtrak Miles story, the fire story that almost like took the life of Jill and took their whole house down, which was literally a 20-minute kitchen fire, which probably was caused by a gas stove. I just want to put that out there. That's why I'm afraid of them. But he is telling tall tales once again. And so he told a whopper of one yesterday about a brain aneurysm that he suffered and could not remember like the name of the helicopter that the president flies on. It was just a moment, like one of those moments where you just shake your head at Biden. Here it is.
I had a cranial aneurysm. It was in the middle of a snowstorm. Not a joke. I couldn't figure out how they were going to, for President Reagan was nice enough to send Air Force a Helicopter One, take me down, but it couldn't fly.
Okay. And here's what RNC research said about it. The story is not supported by either his own autobiography or by Reagan's daily presidential diary.
Okay.
Whoops.
How many more of these like just dumbass stories are people going to take before they realize that they need to start thinking critically on their own? Like Democrats, I'm talking about Democrats because you know how they rally. They're like, oh, I mean, it's just good old Grandpa Joe making up a story again. I mean, how many times is it going to take for them to go, maybe we should think on our own, you know, and not rally? Seriously, how many times is it going to take? It's every day, you guys. It's every freaking day. This guy's making up a story. It's like Grandpa's making up one of his stories again in his rocking chair. He's just making up another story.
And the fact that he tells the same ones that have been debunked over and over and over again, you would think someone on his team would be like, stop freaking telling that story.
Just stop talking.
You are a liar.
Right.
And everybody knows it.
Just zip it. Zip
it up. You guys, I know we've told you before about AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens.
So mature.
This is not just like your old person's group, okay? It's not. This is an advocacy group that does amazing things for conservative causes. By the way, I just got, because when you become a member, you also get their quarterly magazine, the AMAC magazine, and it is chock full of helpful information. In fact, they have this whole candidate comparison chart.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, Doug Burgum's not in there anymore, but like all the candidates on all the policies. So it's really, really handy to just like go through and see who says what on what policy, what are their position points. Super, super handy. They also have like a list of all of the discounts that they offer, the benefits, their travel and lodging discounts, their insurance discounts, restaurants, food and drink discounts. There's so many benefits. And you guys, this is an amazing offer because normally it costs, and I'm not even making this up, to be a member, it costs $16 a year. Okay, that's it, which is nothing already. Right. But now for our listeners, if you visit amac.us/chicks, you get to have a free 1-year membership. And you don't, and I mean free, like you don't have to put in any credit card information, nothing. It is 100% free for a year so that you can see what the benefits are. You can actually experience it firsthand. And so this is an amazing time to become an AMAC member. Just visit amac.us/chicks and sign up for that free 1-year membership. And you're going to see what it's all about. You're going to love it. It's amazing. Amazing. Okay, let's move on because I wanted to play a quick clip of Elon Levy, who's just so good. He's always so good at taking ridiculous reporter questions about what's happening in Israel and Gaza. And he got a question yesterday. I don't know who the reporter was, but this reporter actually is now accusing Israel, and I'm not making up this term, this is their term, of water apartheid against Gaza.
What?
And his face, like he can't even hide the disdain. You know what I mean? He'll just go, like he'll literally make that face. I love him so much. Here he is responding to this absurd, ridiculous accusation.
At COP28, some activists are accusing Israel of practicing water apartheid against the Palestinians in Gaza. This presumably refers to the cut-off of some water to Gaza during the war. Your response?
No. First of all, water apartheid is a bizarre accusation to try to make up. Israel has 2 pipelines delivering water to the people of Gaza. One of those pipelines was struck by a Hamas mortar in the early days of the conflict and then had to be repaired under fire. If we're talking about water infrastructure, it's worth mentioning that Hamas also released a video boasting that it had dug up water pipelines inside the Gaza Strip in order to turn them into rockets. But there are 2 water pipelines providing water from Israel into the Gaza Strip. Before this war, Israel was providing only 7.7% of Gaza's water. The rest was locally sourced and treated, including from desalination plants next to which Hamas has been firing rockets and recklessly putting those desalination plants in danger. The same desalination plants from which Hamas has, of course, been withholding the necessary fuel as it continues to sit on fuel stockpiles for its own war machine.
After all the years and the money that has been pumped into that area, why can't they be more self-sufficient?
Well, because they're very, very busy using all their resources to create tunnels and weaponry.
And terror. They've spent all the money on terror.
Right.
So when it comes to water and just resources to help with just day-to-day living, they should have been thinking about that years ago. I mean, we've been giving them money. You know, this is the thing. So all that money could have been spent on things like water. And they spent it on terror instead. So like they come up with, these reporters, these people come up with phrases like water apartheid.
Can you believe that?
And I'm just like, oh my God.
You just
and
can't
this
make
is the
this up
thing.
anymore.
Israel, really, for all intents and purposes, Israel could be like, we're just going to stop giving you water entirely. Like, we're going to we're cutting you off on everything. Really? Because you killed a bunch of our people. You brutally murdered a bunch of our people and you still have hostages. So how about you suck it? I mean, seriously, if somebody took my family members and if they brutally murdered my family members and they took them and they still had them as hostages, you think I'd be giving them water? No, they would be not getting water from me. So this is the thing. It's so astounding to me. And then for them to come to me and say, you're practicing water apartheid, I'd be like, no. I mean, it's all of this is so crazy I can't wrap my brain around just the unbelievable gaslighting and craziness that we hear from these people.
It's madness. It's complete madness. MJ Homestead, living our dream. Thank you so much. MJ Homestead says, Mock, you will love your gas stove. Once you go gas, you never go back. Hope you both love the Christmas presents I sent you both. Mock, yours is still showing at your P.O. box. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you. I know I have something waiting for me at the post office.
I'm gonna have to go. I'll go again today. I have a bunch of gifts at the end of the show that I'm gonna, but it's one of them is not from you, so I'll have to go and look today again.
Okay. Unless we just don't know MJ Homestead, living our dreams, real name. And maybe we have gotten it. And so I just don't recognize that handle. But thank you so very much. And I do know everybody tells me I'm going to love the gas stove. You just need to know that I've never used it before. And that's why I'm scared. And the only reason I got one for this new house is out of pure spite.
You're going to love it. Oh my God. Gas
Joe Biden doesn't want me to have one. So I'm going to have one. That is totally the reason I got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Mary Johnson. That's who MJ Homestead, living our dream is. Do you have something from Mary Johnson? Do you recall?
Mary Johnson, yes.
Okay, all right. So that's who that is.
Yes, Mary
Okay.
Johnson.
That is who that is.
Mhm.
All right. We remember yesterday that when we played that hilarious clip of Vivek in the Twitter space peeing on mic, like on a hot mic. Remember?
Yes.
So he was on Jesse Waters to talk about it. Such a good sport. Check this out.
So you were talking to Musk and a bunch of other characters, and you go to the bathroom?
Well, they did say it was a live stream, Jesse, I guess. But I'll say that we're all human. We're all human is what I'll say. Elon and I have had some good conversations, and he and I had, I think, a laugh out of that one coming out of it. So he wished me for feeling better. I told him that I was. We're all human beings. And it was a good 2-hour discussion on X, which is officially, I could say that apparently is now very much censorship free.
All right. Well, so this P tape, not funded by Hillary Clinton. It was done organically by Vivek Ramaswamy. Good luck in New Hampshire and everywhere. We appreciate you joining Prime Time. Glad you're safe and you're relieved.
Thank you.
I love it. It gives new meaning to the word live stream. I love
just
that.
thought that was so perfect.
That's fantastic.
Love it. You know how we've been talking about the fact that Liz Cheney is a miserable, joyless, just awful.
Yeah, I mean, I think that goes
person.
without saying. She's joyless. Yeah.
And she's been making the rounds on all the TV shows to pimp out her book.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, if she shows up on a night show, like on one of the late night shows, how is that even going to work? Because I cannot fathom her being able to smile or to laugh or to just be a human, right? Like that seems just unimaginable to me. But I have been proven wrong. She was on Colbert, and you guys, there was smiling, and I would even venture to say chuckling, smiling, and
it looked like she was in pain, though. It didn't look like it was normal. Like I felt like there was something going on with her body, like she was in actual physical pain when she was laughing.
Did you get that sense? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, is it just me?
I just was so dumbfounded to see that. I didn't think she had it in her. And so, good job, Liz.
She probably is allotted
smiling.
like two laughs a year. And she used it up during that performance on the Colbert show.
She really had to rehearse for that.
She did.
Man.
She was like in the mirror going in the mirror. And she was like, does that look genuine? Does it? To her kids, and her kids are like, yes, mommy, yes. Like all scared.
Dr. Fauci has not been brought up in our podcast in quite some time. Thankfully, mercifully, he has been absent from the news cycle, but he recently did an interview with someone and they were in the church where he got married, I guess. And so he was like walking around and reminiscing, and the person interviewing him was asking him about whether or not because he's Catholic, or he claims to identify as Catholic.
Somebody married him. I'm still concentrating on that. That somebody actually married him and then like had sex with him to have children.
Please don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I
can't. I'm like I'm just fixated on that because that grosses me out. Like I can't. Okay. I just needed to get it out and now I can move on. All right. Continue.
That was mean.
I'm sorry. It was mean. I can't be the only
audience.
one. I'm sorry, you guys. I apologize. I just cannot be the only one. And
that was
now
the meanest thing you have ever done.
I feel better
audience.
though. Thank you for my therapy. I feel better. Okay.
Anyway, he claims to identify as a Catholic, but he is so high integrity on such a higher moral plane than all of us plebes that he actually explains he doesn't need to practice his religion.
Right.
Here he is.
First of all, I think my own personal ethics on life are, I think, enough to keep me going on the right path. And I think that there are enough negative aspects about the organizational church that you're very well aware of. I'm not against it. I identify myself as a Catholic. I was raised, I was baptized, I was confirmed, I was married in the church. My children were baptized in the church. But as far as practicing it, it seems almost like a pro forma thing that I don't really need to do.
Oh my God.
He's way advanced past performative Catholic stuff, you guys.
Well, when you think you are God,
right?
You don't need to go to church. You don't need to practice anything. You don't even need to pray. So this guy, and he thinks he's science. He thinks he's God.
Yep.
So, you know, oh my God, this guy, so gross. He is the grossest.
Just insufferable,
he is.
awful human.
Like one of the worst.
Speaking of doctors, I know we have talked extensively on this show about our fear of what medicine is going to look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, because the way that people become doctors, the education for doctors, pre-med programs now are so, God, what's the word?
They're
They've just
lax.
been,
They're very lax. They don't
bastardized almost. They've
Right.
just been, the requirements
down.
are, they've just been dumbed down so badly that it's becoming truly scary for people who are going to require healthcare, which is literally every human going forward. And so this was an actual tweet that I saw and an actual headline from a New England Journal of Medicine. And so this article, what Charlie Kirk tweeted is Black undergrads can get into med school with far lower GPAs and MCAT scores than applicants of other races. Unsurprisingly, once they graduate, they are far more likely to fail as residents or require remedial intervention. So what the answer to that, according to the New England Journal of Medicine, is to dismantle the over-policing of Black residents. That's the answer, not to improve them or to make sure that they are remediated, but to just back off and let them be, you guys. We just need to let them do their thing.
Just let them kill people. It's fine.
What
Just
the
let them
hell?
kill people and, like, you know, treat people poorly, basically, and give them the wrong prescriptions and give them the wrong treatments and just kill people, basically. It's fine. It's fine. It's just people. What do we care?
Oh my God. Yeah, this is like Brian says, this is like idiocracy. It absolutely is.
Yeah, totally.
And that's why Charlie said it best when he said there is no rock bottom to DEI lunacy. These people are literally willing to kill you in the name of diversity.
Right.
And that, I mean, just look, it's right there for the looking.
Yep,
This is
they don't
actually
care.
happening and it's terrifying.
They do
Terrifying.
not care. Yeah. At this point, like I mean, I'm all about like making sure that I have good health and I want to get my checkups and do all the things. I would rather just not go to doctors. You know what I mean? Like I just would, I don't know, like Texas medicine is different than Indiana medicine. I'm sure states vary like from state to state. It's just different. The doctor system, like the medical system is different here than it was in Indy. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but like I have noticed my doctors are getting way younger.
Oh, yeah.
And when I go into the doctor now, like listen, I've had some decent doctors here, but then I've had some really, really bad ones, like to the point where I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm just not going to do orthopedics here. I mean, like I had a spinal fusion in 2015 and my doctor in Indy was an older gentleman. You remember him, Dr. Kashi. He was great.
Yeah.
Probably in his 60s, 70s, like super, he's probably going to retire in the next 10 years, but I don't care. He was freaking awesome. My one here he looks like he's about 25. His hair is all sticking up. He comes in all disheveled and I was judging him from like the minute that I walked in. Guy's eating Fritos, talking to me, and I'm just like, I can't with you.
Oh my gosh.
I just can't. Like and I never went back. It's been 3 years since I went in for and I need to go, but I'm like, I just can't with these doctors who are so it's been challenging. Like it's hard.
Well,
you guys.
it's like I always say, I want my doctors and my pilots to all look like Captain Sully.
Right.
And I always do look at pilots on planes and I want them to look exactly like that. And thankfully I actually go see my heart surgeon on Friday, who I haven't seen since surgery. And so I'm pretty excited to see him on Friday because he is my Dr. Sully and I call him Dr. Sully, because he has that exact look that you want, right? Like the older, distinguished. He's done 1 million heart surgeries and you just know he knows his stuff. And I'm going to try to talk to him about what he sees the state of medicine being like, because I'll be very curious to see what he says and I'll report back if he has the time to do that.
Sue Pham said, at least he wasn't eating Sour Patch Kids. Yeah.
The last clip I have for you before we get to Double D's is it has to do with Penn. And so we've been talking about Penn and Liz McGill resigning and all of that. And Dylan Mulvaney that guy, how much did he get for speaking there? Like 40 grand?
Yeah, $40,000 for this. And we wonder why tuition is so high. This is the reason, is they do stuff like this. And listen, Penn State UPenn is the one that hasn't had a good week, right? But
is that where he was?
He was at Penn State.
Okay, my bad.
Pennsylvania universities have not had a good week, right?
That's true. That's true. Well, and you'll notice because now apparently Penn State is recruiting him to hawk their merch. So like all their Penn State, their wares, like all their clothing and all that stuff. So they're probably paying him additionally to do that. And what you'll see in this clip is him showing off the clothes, talking about who did his hair and makeup. But then you'll also see the camera pan to the like 7 people who showed up for his talk. So they paid him 40 grand to speak to like probably fewer than 10 people.
Yep.
Here it is. Any second now.
It's a she-they outfit of the day. I'm Dylan Mulvaney. I'm at Penn State. Go Lions! And for our outfit, we've got a bandeau that says
gross.
What's the brand that we love? It's like cute stuff here. Hype and Vice. And then the jacket. And then we've got skirts Aritzia, shoes are Jeffrey Campbell, hair is fake, and I did my own makeup in the car. Okay, I love ya. Bye.
I mean, that's it.
That's who showed
There's
up.
maybe 15, 20 people there, maybe at the most. Yeah. And this is what? I mean, I can't remember when it was. Was it in the 90s, early 2000s, that whole Jerry Sandusky scandal that they had? Remember that sex abuse scandal? I mean, you think they'd want to maybe steer clear of like a dude that would advocate for other dudes going into women's bathrooms, I just feel like this is, you know what I mean? They'd want to maybe steer. This is not good optics. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this crap at universities? He has nothing to teach. What is he teaching? What's he what did you learn? You learned about, oh my God, this bandeau and like super cute. Women don't do that. I mean, if she and I got on a stage, we would not be teaching about, oh my God, look at my bandeau. Look at my shia. Women don't do that. Smart, educated women do not teach about that bull crap. Ridiculous. He is a mockery. He's mocking women. And there are no feminists around. I mean, of course, that you would think that there would be at least, I don't know, like one feminist on the Penn State campus that would be like, this is such bullcrap. But of course, feminists are silent once again because they're useless.
Shelly, thank you. Shelly says, Daisy, I have a couple of fabulous orthopedic doctors here in the Houston area. I can give you their information if you want it. And Amy Kernan also says, Daisy, go see Dr. Kutztown in Plano. He is amazing. He did my surgery. He's older than us.
Both are like 2.5 hour drives for me, but I would do it if they were really, really good. I think Houston is probably closer to me than Plano, but yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, but
write that down,
guys.
Dr. Kutztown.
Okay.
Kutz town. So
Okay,
just make a
got
note
it.
of it.
Got it.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for the suggestions.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
that very
guys.
much.
I
Did
do.
forget anybody? I don't think I did. I don't. Oh, Kutz. I
got it.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, Amy Kernan is saying, Daisy, go see Dr. Kutz in Plano.
I got it.
Kutz. He did my surgery. He's amazing. Okay. Not
Thank
Kutztown.
you.
Okay. All right. Now it is time for your double D.
Okay, so speaking of doctors, this is a good one. I'm assuming he's a pediatric surgeon, and he makes every single one of his little patients a superhero before surgery, and I just love this so much.
I'm muting it because it's just music in the background that we'll just get copyright strikes on, so it's going to be silent, but it's very, very sweet.
The music makes it wonderful. But see how he does that with all of his little patients. The last one is my favorite. I think there's 4 of them.
Look at him go.
Let's see how he does this with his little. I think this surgeon looks like he's a little bit older. He's probably like
that is so precious.
That was the second one. The third one, I don't know. I can't remember what he is. Oh, it's a little girl. But
Maybe she's Wonder Woman.
No, the 4th one's Wonder Woman. I don't know.
Oh.
Pink, I'm not sure. And maybe in Supergirl.
Is it like Supergirl?
It's probably Supergirl. This one
is so cute.
This one's Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She was like, I'm going. Is that not precious? I mean, that's really
So
sweet.
sweet. I love that.
Really, really sweet. I thought that was kind of neat.
Love that.
So that redeems you on the doctor thing. Not all doctors we're not trying to bash all doctors because some doctors are really good. Some doctors are really, really good.
Some are awesome. Absolutely
Right.
awesome.
So there
and
you go.
doctors that are our age too, I also love. Because they still had the benefit of a
the Gen
solid
X
education.
doctors. Right.
Yes.
The Gen X doctors. Absolutely. There you go.
And there are some older millennials too who I feel completely fine about. But then
Absolutely.
man, after that, ooh,
yeah.
it's just sketch, it's just sketchy.
Yeah.
You guys remember how yesterday I wasn't exactly sure when the MyPillow free shipping was gonna be done? It's today. So if you have not taken advantage, today is it. That is it. You need to buy your stuff today. Stock up on your stocking stuffers. Stock up on your other MyPillow products at mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks. You're going to get the benefits of their 50% off on their towel sets today only, and free shipping today only. And so after today, I don't know what the specials are going to be. We'll find out tomorrow. But the free shipping I know is going away. So get it while you can get it because there's so much good stuff at mypillow.com/chicks. Let's do some talks.
Let's do it.
First, I have never seen one of these amazing deer. I don't know how to pronounce them either. You'll see over to the side that it does say the name of this specific deer. They're extraordinarily beautiful. And apparently it's like super rare to see them. And so this woman is so fortunate. Really quickly, Timothy Ham, thank you. Timothy says he had a bigger crowd than Joe Biden. Talking about Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah.
Anyway, look at this deer, you guys. This is amazing.
All right, wildlife TikTok. I just pulled over on the side of the road, dead stop, when I saw the most gorgeous animal, I'm pretty sure is a deer, that is somehow genetically abnormal. And I need somebody to tag all of wildlife TikTok and tell me what the heck is going on here.
Look
oh my God.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
it's
he's
like
beautiful.
Piebald, Piebald.
A piebald deer. That's a beautiful deer. The other
And
ones
he's
are
just
like,
with
hey,
his
come on.
friends.
Oh, what a beautiful animal.
I had no idea that
seen
was
one
even
either.
a thing.
I'd never seen one either. Piebald.
Someone explain it to me and tell me how I.
Gorgeous. Uh-oh.
Joanne said that they have one in her area.
Really?
Is it like an albino? That's kind of cool.
It's like a genetic mutation, says Marcus.
That is so neat.
Is it piebald or is it like piebald? I don't know if
It's
I'm even saying it right.
P-I-E bald.
Yeah.
Like a pie, like you're gonna throw a pie on your face, and bald. Yeah, together.
Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. So pretty.
Cool. Jeff said tastes great on gas stoves.
Jeez. Don't say that about
They make good jerky. They make really good jerky, you guys.
Shelly, thank you. Shelly says Dr. Greg Bonin in Webster, which is south of Houston. He's a good Christian who's a brain and spine specialist. Greg Bonin.
I need that. I need a brain and spine. Okay, Greg Bonin, I wrote that down. And you said he's in Webster. I'm writing that down. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. This is how I got my surgery the last time. It's from listeners, remember? Do you remember that?
That's right. That's right.
Because I couldn't get into anybody. They would not let me in. And I literally had a broken back and I had to wait 3 months for surgery. And I finally got into somebody. It was all because of listeners. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Also, if you've ever been interested in becoming a lord or lady, it is something that anybody can do. And here's the trick.
Okay, I have to show you this. This is crazy. You can become a lord or lady in Scotland with this website. Apparently there's this loophole in Scotland where if you own any piece of land, no matter how big or small, you can become a lord or lady. And you can use that in any country that you're in. You can put lord or lady before your name and change your name. And this website sells 1 square foot of land. So then you can have an official title of lord or lady. I don't know what you think a life hack is, but this is the best one if I've ever seen one. So it's called establishedtitles.com. Okay.
Oh my God, I so want to do this for my kids.
And also you could, I mean, screw the Lord and Lady thing. What if you were just like, yes, I own land in Scotland.
Yeah. I own 1 square foot of land in Scotland. Like that is awesome. And then one
you'd
day,
have to visit it. You would
right,
have to.
you got to go one day and visit it. Totally. And be like, I own this little tiny square foot. That's what I own. I'm going to build here.
I love that.
I'm going to build. And then you can put like a tiny little, little Lego thing on there and be like, this is my house in Scotland.
You could just put your little, stake out your little flag, like one of those itty bitty little flags.
Tiny little Lego flag. This is my house and my little flag in Scotland.
Oh my God, I love that. There is a couple on TikTok who I love. They're so funny together. And this woman has decided that she is interested in crafting. And so she's going to need a little bit of assistance from the husband.
Ian, I've decided there's a craft on TikTok that I would like to do.
What does that mean for me? Oh, wait. You need me to go pick up some craft supplies, huh?
Yeah. A lot of them. It's going to probably be expensive because I'm probably going to fuck it up a few times.
Don't do it right now.
You have to go like 5 minutes ago. Also, it's going to take some hand power. And as you can see, I have very delicate hands.
So what?
And a Crayola Band-Aid. So you're going to need to do about 40% of it.
So you're going to start it. You're going to need help. And then I'm probably going to have to finish it. And I got to go run out and buy the stuff.
I love crafting.
There's like every single woman with her husband. Oh my God.
Also, this woman has realized that she has a facial feature that does some things that she does not like.
I'll be having a good day and then I'll remember that my top lip pulls on the tip of my nose so that whenever I speak, I look like this from the side. And literally anyone can see this. And there's no way for me to stop it. I'll be having a good day and then I'll...
Okay.
And then she'll just remember, oh yeah, my top lip does this.
I didn't really see much, honestly.
You didn't see it? Oh yeah,
not really.
It would like pull her nose down when she would say certain things.
Yeah,
it would just pull her nose down.
I didn't really notice. So yeah, so who cares?
Well, it's ruining her day.
Yeah. Okay.
So. I've never seen talent like this. This man does not have fingers, and yet he is a pianist. I am blown away by this.
Oh my God.
It's incredible.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
I binge watched so much of his stuff yesterday, and I was just like, what is happening?
I don't even understand. Like, you and I both play piano when we were younger. I don't understand. I can't.
I know. It's incredible, right? Like, what an amazing human feat.
Yeah, that is God-given right there.
It's just extraordinary.
That is remarkable.
Yeah. Also, the cat distribution system was working in overdrive on this particular fellow.
Look. He's on the side of the road. Yeah, getting killed for sure. Someone just, oh no, it's a whole
I swear you've shown us this one before. Either that or it came up in my algorithm. Have we seen this one before, you guys? Have we seen this, or am I just like, am I dreaming it? Or maybe
I've definitely played stuff over and over before. I know
or
it.
maybe it's my algorithm and I'm getting her stuff now. Like I'm
On
brain
TikTok?
sharing. Maybe I'm brain sharing. Like I'm getting, maybe like something similar. Marcus said, yeah, I swear we got something similar. Yeah,
it was new to me because I forget these.
Yeah,
like as soon as I play them, I
but
put them out of my mind.
It was worth it. It was totally worth it. Yes. Totally.
But that was like, what's he gonna do? That was like 9 cats.
I would take them all. I'd take every single one of them. How can you turn them away? They're babies. You take all of them.
I mean, you take them, but like, do you keep 9 cats?
If you have a little ranch, yes.
Okay, well, if you have a ranch,
keep
but like,
all
if you
of
just
them.
have a normal house, I don't know that you can.
You keep all of them.
You can do that.
Mhm.
Also, what this woman is trying to tell everybody, she's hoping for advice from TikTok about how to put her cat on a diet because her cat is getting too fat.
Really?
And this cat does I don't even know, like she busts out laughing at what this cat does in the middle because I've never seen a cat do this. I don't know what this cat is doing. You'll see. It's so funny.
We have entered a problem with Dave.
Dave? His name is Dave?
This chunky monster of a boy. He's not overeating. I know that. Look at
we have to see it again.
Entered a problem with Dave. This chunky monster of a boy. He's not overeating. I know that. Look at
That is the great. What was he doing? He was shimmying. He was like, "Woo! Yeah!"
Oh God, that cracked me up.
That was a cat shimmy. It was a Kimmy. That's what
And
that
he
was.
so mean. Like he was just totally biting her and scratching her the whole time. I mean, that was crazy.
That was awesome, Mom. That was the
Oh my
greatest thing
gosh.
ever. Oh my God. I need a cat like that. That's what I need. I just need a mean ass cat that shimmies. I need one.
Somebody wants it one more time. We're gonna have to have it one more time.
One more time.
We've entered a problem with Dave.
Shake it, Dave.
This
Shake it.
chunky monster.
Mean shimmying.
So many cats like so many things.
Yes.
That you're gonna need a lot of
All
cats.
the personalities. I need all the personalities. That cat.
Oh my God.
God. He's like, I want to go to the club. I want to go to the club right now. Love
Okay, one more, and that is of a woman who totally, I am this woman. When it comes to accepting cookies, I don't know what that means. She doesn't know what it means. She's going to talk about it.
Do you want a cookie? What? Do you accept the cookies? I don't know what that is. What are you talking about? The invisible internet cookies. Do you accept the cookies? What are you talking? Like, I'm browsing a website. What are you talking about? We need you to accept the cookies. Wait, but what happens when I accept the cookies? We need you to accept the cookies. I don't know. I don't know what an invisible internet cookie is. I don't know. Legally, we need your cookie consent. Accept the cookies. Wait, why is this a legal issue? What is happening? We want to remember you. So we can make a unique experience just for you. Yeah, so I don't think I want that. Accept all cookies so we can remember you. Pretty sure now I don't want to say yes to any cookie. Is that a yes to accepting all of our cookies? Yeah, so I'm out. We want you to say yes to accepting all of our cookies. Yeah, so I'm definitely declining all the cookies. That's going to be a no.
I don't know what they are.
I don't
accept
either.
all of them, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
I
when
always
do it.
accept them though, because I mean, I never turn down cookies on the internet or in real life. You give me a cookie,
I mean,
I'm
that's
gonna
the
eat it.
thing. Why would you turn that down?
I'm not gonna
Is
turn
that-
down a cookie or a brownie.
Can you decline them? Like, what? Can you still look at the website you're wanting to look at if you decline all the
Yes,
cookies?
you can. You can.
Really?
You can
Then
still
maybe I
look.
should decline the cookies.
Because I think my husband, he like deletes the cookies, or he just like says, "I'm not going to take your cookies." He has such willpower, you guys.
Wow, that's
Willpower,
amazing.
and I mean, he just doesn't eat the cookies. He doesn't accept the cookies. I eat and accept all the cookies.
Same. That's the
Mhm.
thing. That I just thought you were supposed to, and so I do.
Right.
Bo Mama 8, thank you. She says it's referring to color though, not species. When that piebald, that deer, it's a color. Piebald is
Oh.
a color.
Okay.
And so it's not like a species of deer. It's a color. That's good to know because I didn't know that.
I have gifts. You want to bring it in?
Yes, yes. Let's bring it in
We're
case
gonna
people
bring
don't
it
want
in.
to stay
We're
for
gonna
that.
bring it in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Bring it
And then
okay.
can I just do my one really, really fast
We'll do
since
it
I just have the
together.
one?
I think we both have the same thing. It's from Brian,
Oh,
right?
yes. Yes, from Brian Brumley. God
Brian.
bless him.
Seriously, Brian. I'm going to use the crap out of this. Plus, it's a delightful card.
It's a delightful card. He
Oh,
wrote the sweetest letter, and then he
fudge.
sent us Panera gift cards, you guys. I mean,
Seriously. Brian. I mean, just the sweetest. And the letter,
So sweet.
so nice. The sweetest thing. I mean,
So
that is
sweet.
I will use it like today.
Yeah, I'll probably have that for lunch.
So excited. Okay, Carol Skinner, you had sent Miri, you'd sent Mock the Georgia
Yes,
quilt,
the Georgia blanket. Where do I have
which
that?
is
Oh, it's over
absolutely
there. I have it
gorgeous.
over there.
I am such a quilt fanatic. You guys have no idea because I'm such a lodgy, cabin-y person. Like my house, I want it to look like a lodge. I'm such a weirdo. I love it. This is gorgeous. Look at
Oh
this.
my gosh.
It's a Christmas quilt. And
she made it.
Look at how gorgeous it is. It's absolutely stunning. Plus it has like silver. You can barely see it. I mean, this doesn't do it justice, but if you saw it in person, it has like silver in it.
Like sparklies.
Oh, yes, it's gorgeous. I love this.
So pretty.
I'm gonna break it out. I'll have it. I want to use it all year round, but I'll break it out, especially at Christmas. I just love it.
Yeah.
So much. So thank you so much
pretty.
to Carol. That is absolutely spectacular. And then we were just talking to Miss Mary Johnson, and she got me this. Time spent with cows is never wasted. Look at that. Can you even? I love that so much. And it looks like it's like cross stitch, but it's actually beads. It's made of beads.
What? Put it closer.
I know. You can, it's like, you see? It's made of beads, you guys.
Gosh.
It's hard to tell, but
Wow.
it's so cute. I love it so much. And I think I'm going to actually put this in my hallway. I love it. So thank you. Thank you.
Love it.
I got all my Amway stuff finally from Ren. It took me a while to get that. I'm so sorry because I'm really bad about checking stuff. So thank you so much to Ren. And I love it. And I love the eyeshadow the best. So thank you. And then Via, oh my God.
Out of control. Out of control.
So many presents. We got all the presents for the family, Via. Oh my God. You just like spoil us so hard.
Out
we got
of control.
And the presents are actually under my tree. So I put
Same.
all the presents under the tree. Even little baby Henry got presents. Gwen got presents. My husband was like, I got a present. I was like, yeah, you got a present.
I know.
No one ever cares. I got a present. So he was so excited because he never gets anything. We got cards. We got mugs with like really sweet things in them.
And the only reason I'm not putting the mugs under the tree is because Ella, as you know, is eating ornaments and things under the tree.
Yeah, Coda will eat everything. But all the gifts are already under the tree, Via. So Via, you spoil us. And mwah, we love you so much. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here that, and I got some Christmas cards. Oh, I wanted to say a special thank you to Henry Reeder. He sent me a Christmas card and he was like, MAGA. And in parentheses, he goes, don't hate me. And I'm like, why would I hate you for that? Why would I hate you for MAGA? I love MAGA. I don't hate you for that. So thank you so much for the Christmas card, Henry, because that was awesome and so sweet. And I would never hate you for saying MAGA. MAGA.
No. Elizabeth Boyer, thank you. Elizabeth Boyer says it's called diamond painting. That cow picture is called diamond painting.
It's so cool.
I've never heard of that, but that is super cool.
It's sort of like a beady cross stitch, kind of, you know?
Wow.
It's
but
really
is it like,
cool.
so are the beads sewn on? Is that, or like they glued on?
I have no idea, you guys, but it's so freaking cool.
Wow.
And I wonder if, I don't know if she did it. I'm assuming she did it.
Huh.
It's remarkable, but I love it. I love it so much. I want to put it like right outside my door, like in the hallways. I have nothing in, we still have some bare walls and stuff in the house. Because we've only been here, 2 years. So I still haven't done like my gym, my little gym next door, my little home gym, which is not even a home gym. That room, the room you slept in, we took the bed out and it's empty. And then I still have my laundry room.
Where am I going to sleep now?
You're going to have to sleep in the cabin. Get over your fear. I'll sleep.
If you come with me.
I'll sleep there with you. Yes. Let me go get Astrid.
Okay. It's very dark, you guys. It's super dark and like just remote out there. And I just would be afraid.
Oh, here she comes. Here she comes.
She's going to do a good job today.
Did you miss your flash?
Yes, she missed them. She's going to do so good.
She smells the cocoa. You got to shake it. There it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
That a girl. You guys, everybody have a most fabulous Tuesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.